Hey, what's going on, guys? We have another Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle brought to you by myself, Repel Games. Today we're up against Eric on battle number 96. Literally 4 more battles until battle number 100. So moving on, Eric has the Tyranitar, Rapidash, Doublade, Xatu, Lumineon, and Weezing. I have Scrafty, Heatran, Braviary, Alakazam, Whimsicott, and Gastrodon. So without further ado, yeah, let's get right onto it. This was a really great battle, guys. As the title suggests, my Scrafty did quite a lot of work. So right off the bat, I'm going to lead off with Scrafty. I thought maybe he would go for a Will-O-Wisp. Instead, he went for a Toxic, which is fine because my Scrafty has Shed Skin. And what Shed Skin does is, it just negates any statuses. For example, bam, I just cured my poisoning. So unfortunately for me, he also has Haze. That will actually negate my, bonuses that I got from Bulk Up. But I didn't really care, because this Weezing can't really do anything to me. You know, his Gyro Balls aren't gonna do shit, and let's just face it, Toxic isn't really gonna do anything to me since I have Shed Skin, so he can just keep using Haze, and I could keep using Bulk Up, and I could keep using Knock Off. Now, of course, Weezing also might carry the Pain Split too, so he might heal some damage, but at the same time, I didn't really feel like switching out. I was just being really arrogant, you know? I was just thinking, like, you know what? There's just really no reason to switch out if you really don't have to. I don't want to give my opponent, like, a free turn to do anything. I'm really glad that I did go for a knockoff so early, simply so that he loses his Black Sludge. And look, it's already at half HP. But, of course, he does that Pain Split, so it does kind of slow things a bit, and I do lose a little bit of health. But keep in mind, I have Rest. That's right, I have Rest to accommodate my Scrafty. Obviously, because I have Shed Skin, I can cure my sleep status anytime I want. That's why I carry the Rest. But as you'll see, this battle with Scrafty and Weezing, well, this early stage will take quite a while, so please forgive me. But nonetheless, Scrafty is still, keeping its game strong, not moving a single inch. And now that I think about it, Haze does have a lot of PP. It's a really high PP move. Higher than Knockoff and Bulk Up, so he can actually outlast me in terms of PP. So, at the same time, I suppose it's not too wise for me to keep doing this, but honestly, I just want to really pressure my opponent to switch out. And at the same time, my opponent probably wants to pressure me to switch out either. None of us are budging just quite yet until now. I knew for a fact he's probably gonna go for another Haze, so I'm just like, fuck it, let's just go to Heatran. Okay, my Heatran is offensive and Weezing's not gonna appreciate a Fire Blast. Now I didn't want to go for a Fire Blast simply because he does have the Rapidash, which obviously has Flash Fire. And I could go for Stealth Rocks, but again, my opponent has a Xatu, which could bounce back my rock. So instead, I didn't go for Stealth Rocks until this turn. I figured if he keeps staying in so stubbornly with his Weezing, he's not going to switch out to Xatu, and I'm just going to get a free layer of rocks, which is great because my opponent does not have a Rapid Spinner. So finally, I finish off Weezing just barely enough with that Fire Blast. Obviously, Flash Cannon will not finish it, but Fire Blast is so damn strong. Now here comes the Xatu. I already set up my rock, so I really don't know what the Xatu is going to do. I also know that perhaps Xatu can use Thunder Wave. So I'm familiar with Thunder Waving Xatu, so I'm going to switch into my Ground-type Gastrodon, and I predicted that really nicely. So far, so good. I just went for the Ice Beam, like what the fuck, like whatever. He does go into Lumineon, and I believe Lumineon can learn the Energy Ball, so that's kind of scary. My Ice Beam does, just a little bit amount, whatever, it's fine. Obviously, Lumineon can also learn Defog, so he can take this opportunity and go for Defog. Regardless, I don't want to risk it. Lumineon can learn Energy Ball, and I don't want to get hurt by an Energy Ball, so I'm going to go into Whimsicott. hoping that he actually goes for the Defog so I can Encore it, but turns out he went for Aqua Ring, which is very cool, very unique. However, it's not going to work not nicely with Whimsicott. Obviously, to my viewers, you guys already know what Whimsicott does. It's just an annoying piece of fluff ball that will Encore the shit out of anything. Thanks to Whimsicott's prankster ability, I pretty much outspeed anything, and I will lock anything into anything. For example, I locked the Aqua Ring, and now he's stuck into Aqua Ring, and I know for a fact he's just going to switch out, which is great. That gives me a free turn to just go for a substitute. I'm now basically protected behind a substitute. He does go into Rapidash, but at least I'm behind a substitute, and I can go for a Leech Seed next turn, so that this Rapidash will get Leech Seeded. That's how you use Whimsicott, guys. Encore, substitute, Leech Seed. It's a great subseeder. Luckily, my Leech Seed does land. I know my Leech Seed misses quite a few times, so you know that can really be that really can be upsetting. Surprisingly, my opponent does not go for a damaging move. He goes for a Sunny Day, which is fine. You know, it's beneficial to Rapidash. However, keep in mind I have Encore, so my opponent has not learned his lesson with Lumineon's Aqua Ring, so he resumes using a non-damaging move, and that is like the biggest mistake you could possibly do to when you're facing off Whimsicott, because now he's trapped in a Sunny Day, and this Leech Seed is pretty much taking him to half. I did absolutely nothing. All I did was use Leech Seed, and it already took this Rapidash to half HP. I know for a fact he's gonna switch out because he's trapped in Sunny Day. Here comes a Doublade, which is great. Doublade's a Steel type, you know, that could do a lot to Whimsicott as well, but look, I'm just gonna keep using Leech Seed. I'm getting all this free Leech Seed while I'm still behind a substitute, which is fantastic. I do outspeed it, I'm behind a substitute, Leech Seed is up, so I'm just gonna go for my attacking move. Obviously, it's not gonna do too much, but whatever, I'm just gonna do whatever I can, and he does go for that super effective Iron Head. It will break my sub, and next turn, he could potentially one-shot me, one-hit KO. I know how good Doublade is. I have my own Doublade, and I absolutely love Doublade. I think it's way better than Aegislash. So, I'm going to switch out, expecting the Iron Head, and I'm going to bring out my Gastrodon, because it's a Water type, and it'll pretty much eat it up really damn nicely. Now, I know for a fact Lumineon has Storm Drain. I really want to go for a Scald and burn this Doublade. And speaking of which, this Doublade lost so much HP. Look at that. With Leech Seed and Rocky Helmet, like, I don't even have to do anything with this Gastrodon, and this Doublade is already at quarter HP left. Moving on, Lumineon has Storm Drain. I don't want to go for a water attack, so instead I went for the Earthquake. It's gonna do neutral, and it actually does a surprisingly good amount. Now here, the new Lumineon can obviously go for Defog. Like, I'm pretty sure Lumineon's gonna go for Defog. There's no fucking way. Surprisingly, he doesn't. He goes for Icy Wind, which I could see why, simply because he probably thought my Whimsicott, my Grass-type Whimsicott would come out. But no, I'm actually staying in because I really thought he was gonna go for a Defog. Now here, he could actually go for Defog or Energy Ball to, you know, kill me. But he actually doesn't. He has Silver Wind. What I was really hoping was that Defog to, you know, defog those Stealth Rocks away, or just use Energy Ball and kill me, but instead, you know, I just wagered it and thought he might go for Defog, but he went for Silver Wind, so hey, works great on my part. Here comes the Xatu. I thought he might just go for a Sidekick now, and I thought, what better opportunity than to just go into my Scrafty and set up a potential sweep, you know? He does go for a Wish, though, so that's pretty cool. This Xatu is more of a Wish Passer. Obviously, because Xatu can learn Roost, but he chose to give it Wish instead, which is really smart. And turns out he has Nightshade, so this Xatu is a very familiar Xatu that, you know, I play with. I'm gonna set up right now because he can't really do anything to me except for go for Nightshade. He can go for a Thunder Wave, but keep in mind I do have Shed Skin, so that's great. This is turning out like so much in my favor right now. His Nightshade might do a little bit too much to me, but I'm not complaining. I'm just gonna keep using Bulk Up, and here I thought, let's just go for a knockoff, and a +1 knockoff will obviously kill Xatu, so I knocked out a Citrus Berry, not that it really matters. And with leftovers, I'm close to really full HP, so things are pretty good. Keep in mind, my opponent now only has like physical attackers, and with Bulk Up, I can take a Sacred Sword really well. I'm gonna go for my second Bulk Up since I outspeed Doublade, so that the Sacred Sword coming from Doublade isn't gonna do too much. But it actually does still quite a lot. I underestimate Doublade, so it's kind of frightening. He could potentially kill me with a Shadow Sneak, if it does, you know, at least 35 damage. So we'll see. He does go for that Shadow Sneak, it outspeeds me, but obviously I'm a Dark type, it won't do that much. And that gives me the opportunity to go for the rest. That's how you play Scrafty. Bulk Up, Scrafty. Bulky sweepers, I absolutely love it. Some people would prefer playing Scrafty with Dragon Dance, but honestly I much prefer a Shed Skin Bulk Up Scrafty, because he's almost invincible. With the exception of Fairy types, of course, because Scrafty is, in fact, Dark and Fighting, which is 4 times weak to Fairy types. But once you have Fairy types out of the way, Scrafty just completely wrecks, like this one, so. He does send out his Tyranitar, and, you know, I haven't showcased my 4th move yet. You know, I have only showcased Bulk Up, Rest, and Knock Off. So, this Mega Tyranitar does go for that Mega Evolution, and as you'll see, I'm just gonna go for, like, my 3rd Bulk Up right now, and, he's not gonna go for his own setup, and this Mega Tyranitar is a Dragon Dancing Mega Tyranitar. Very scary, because I know how Mega Tyranitar is, especially once it Dragon Dance. It is very powerful, and not to be fucked with, guys. He will outspeed me, and keep in mind he has a +1, but obviously that does absolutely nothing, because I went for Bulk Up. And here's my 4th move, my Drain Punch, which will naturally one-shot this Mega Tyranitar, and that will just heal me back up. Scrafty is doing tremendous amount of work here, guys. So, yeah. Speaking of Scrafty sweeping, I want to ask my viewers, comment question of the day: what is your favorite sweeper? It could be anything. Sweepers come in all shapes and sizes. You can have a Dragon Dancing Tyranitar, you can have a Swords Dancing Scizor, you can have a Calm Minding Mega Alakazam. So let me know in the comments below, who is your favorite sweeper? And as always, thank you, Eric. That was an amazing battle. Give a huge thumbs up for Eric and his amazing team. So thank you guys once again. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.